So what I liked about doing the objectives, you also showed visualization, so the students could understand what they're looking at. Another thing too is you're recapping what the story was, so you're bringing the ideas fresh into their memory again, so they're able to recollect on what they learned already. Also too, like I liked how you brought in the problem and the solution to the problem, so that shows them what they need to work on to fix the problem. Like you have it up there too.
See, for this particular lesson, I felt that didn't really do anything or didn't do much for what we did, but it just took a lot of time. I don't know if it was maybe the picture, that I didn't have a good picture for them to look at, and it wasn't exciting. And another thing that I'm going to read a story right now, you're going to see, but in my opinion, it would have been a lot better if I had the picture book, but I didn't have the picture book, so I had to improvise and make kind of like a book on my own. So I don't know if you, anything that you want to, that you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a good concept because they're able to like visualize the information and then process it and then come up with their own solution, or right here it's their own question. So I think that's good for their thought process.
Yeah, it's actually, you know, we use it, well, some teachers use it, and it is pretty good, but for this particular one, I didn't see like much benefit, but you're right, they even like, they have their own questions, and maybe after they read the story, they can answer their own question, or maybe they have more questions after that. You know, who knows?
So what were you trying to do right here with the reading the book, what's it?
The Lion and the Mouse?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read aloud, and then what they're gonna do is afterwards we're gonna talk about it. It's basically to see if they understand, comprehend the story, and then they're gonna fill in a graphic organizer, and after that they should be able to summarize their story, basically with beginning, middle, and end. They should be able to know who are the characters, what the setting is, the problem, and how the problem got fixed, so problem and solution.
Just a quick thought, I did like how you recapped over what you were going over, like the character setting and the problem solution before you did start the story, so you reintroduced it to them again. I did like right here how you reintroduced the characters and you asked them so you're able to, on the same page, to confirm that they know who the characters and you know who the characters are. I did like that too, how you did the same thing with the characters as well as with the setting. I did like how you have a vocabulary posted up so they could look at the words and understand the meaning to them.
And that is basically, that's for a first grade class, and it's supposed to be for a whole class where you can have English language learners, so students that don't really understand the language all that well, so that's why I wanted to put in the vocabulary for those students.
Yeah, that'll help them out. Yeah, I did like how you asked him if he agreed with the same idea or disagreed, to compare and contrast ideas, which they're both like presenting. So I think that was good. I do like how you did use this graphic organizer, and I like how you have them shared, and then like, because sometimes some kids they miss information, so be sure they were able to catch up on information if they did miss it.
And the reason that I had him say what the other person said is because sometimes they feel embarrassed of sharing their thoughts, and it's not as, I guess, embarrassing when you're saying what somebody else said.